Deep within the darkest forest lies a mushroom. The rarest of its kind, its roots reach down to the center of the dark core of our planet. When consumed, this mushroom transforms even the cutest of creatures into nasty, abominable monsters.
Hey guys, Haddy the creator here, creating something new to share with you. How'd you like that new intro? I plan on spending some more time and kind of polishing it up and coloring it up a bit, making a nice fun little intro for this series that I'm doing, taking cute creatures and turning them nasty, eating them bad mushrooms though. So in this video I am going to take Entei and Meowth and turn them both into nasty abominations. First off, I just want to say happy birthday to Tommy. I got some fan art from Tommy, and his older brother reached out to me and told me that today was his birthday and that he really wanted to see Entei for his birthday. These are guys that have joined our group Discord, We the Creators. I really wanted to do something nice for them because they've both been very supportive of me and of my channel. So happy birthday to you, Tommy. So Tommy sent me this fan art of Meowth. He drew him up as an abomination as well, so that made me pretty happy to see. He did a pretty darn good job too. So here's Tommy's picture right here. So I'm going to go ahead and do a version of Meowth as well. So for this Meowth drawing, I actually streamed it on Twitch. It was the first time I ever streamed any kind of artwork, and so I was pretty new to it and felt a little awkward, but that's why my video is on down here. And I think maybe one or two people popped in and then left like immediately. So whatever. I'm going to focus on YouTube, but I might try to stream on Twitch every once in a while just because I'm going to be drawing anyway. So if you want to watch me draw real time, check out my Twitch. I will put a link to it in the description below. So drawing up this little Meowth over here on the side, I want him to be kind of fun and scared, doing a fun pose, jumping back, or aghast at what the abomination version is right next to him. He's getting ready to hightail it out of there. Where's Team Rocket when you need him? I brought in just a quick Google image just to pull colors from right above him here, so I keep scrolling up and going back and forth between the two. Sorry about that. And with that, the little cutesy Meowth, if you can call him cute, he's kind of a bratty little guy. I think the cartoon ruined him for me. I just picture him as the little brat, the little mean guy that was always with Team Rocket. But anyways, I am finished up with him, and now I get to do the fun part and kind of imagine what this guy would look like if he ate this mushroom and turned into an abomination. So I'm just going to start with some really loose sketching and just kind of try to envision and play with the idea of what this guy is turning into or has turned into. So I like the idea of him having these really droopy arms, just kind of straight down. His eyes aren't really focused on anything. He's more in a lucid state, kind of zombie-like. He's not really ravenous and attacking like some of the other ones have been. He's just kind of like out of it, kind of on a trip or something, I don't know. His eyes are just kind of looking out to either side, the opposite of cross-eyed, and he is just droopy and kind of just zoned out. And little Meowth don't like it. Of course, I'm adding in some sharp teeth, but I don't want that to be the focal point of this one because I tend to kind of focus on the mouth a little too much and put so much detail into the sharp teeth and stuff. This guy has his mouth closed, and I'm adding a lot of fleshy bits around his eyeballs to kind of give him some fur missing look, like his skin is irritated, and I also end up giving him a bunch of big old boils and blisters and pus bubbles on his head. One of them's popped and oozing out some stuff. So I'm liking the direction of this. Nothing too crazy, but he's looking pretty monstrous and pretty gross so far. Trying to make his whiskers that are coming off of his head look more stringy and kind of wispy and kind of gross looking. He's got plenty of drool coming out of his mouth, dripping down to kind of sell this out of it zombie look or zombie-ish phase that he seems to be in at the moment, till he snaps out of it and eats his compadre over here. Adding some veins in his arms, and this isn't to make him look strong or anything, it's just kind of make him look more sickly, like he's diseased. Now I'm just finishing up the line art, doing the last final touches, doing his tail and his feet, and then I am ready to start coloring this guy. And for whatever reason, I forgot to record the first part of the coloring, which was basically just filling in colors in the different areas. So not a big loss, but I am gonna skip ahead in a second and see him kind of with the base colors already in before I start doing all the detail work. So forgive me for that. Copy paste that foot though. I don't want to draw that twice. And so here he is with the base colors already in. I put a little bit of a gradient in his eyes, just red to white. Just a faint discoloring to make his eyes look more bloodshot and a little bit more sickly and gross. Gonna finish coloring him up, and I will just kind of play through this one and speed it up a little bit, and then I will reveal the final
Meowth abomination.
Meowth turned out pretty cool, so I didn't really push Meowth too far. I just kind of abominationized. Is that a word? I just kind of scarified his attributes and made him a little bit scarier. Gave him some claws and made him all droopy. Gave him some big old pus bubbles. One of them's oozing some of that green stuff though. So now I'm going to take Entei, which is a legendary dog. I don't know if it's a dog or a cat. He's just some Pokemon. So let's jump into Photoshop again and take Entei and make him a monster.
So not gonna lie, Entei intimidated me a little bit just because he already has so many details and he took a lot longer to draw up. But it was still a lot of fun, and I think the biggest problem with this drawing is the fact that they are both kind of big. So I was running out of room and I didn't make the Entei monster version as monster-ish as I could have if I didn't force myself into a boxed-in area. But yeah, Entei's a fun character to draw. He's got a lot of unique details in his face and his body. I'm not sure what these things are on his back. They're kind of like half-star blades coming out, and then it seems like he's on fire. He's always got some smoke coming out of him. I don't know what that's all about. Now, instead of making him all scared and terrified of the monster counterpart, I thought it would be cool, since he's a legendary, for him to kind of trying to be facing off against it and standing his ground. Even though this thing's probably going to be big enough to bite his head off, he's still kind of trying his best to stay fierce and strong and defend off his monstrosity counterpart. Finishing up line art now and pulling in a reference image just to pull some colors from to make sure I match those up correctly. And then I will use the colors from the original Entei on the Abomination version. So I'm doing my best to match this picture here and just to finish him up, polish him up, and get ready to draw the monster. So this is my favorite part of the video, where I get to kind of just sketch out and play with some different ideas and create the evolution from normal Pokemon or character or creature into the Abomination point. So just picking out different characteristics and features of the original character and pushing them and pushing their limits, or making them more pointy or sharp or menacing, and just turning it into a monster. It's a lot of fun. It's like my own little monster factory, pumping out them bad boys. So I added a furrowed brow that wasn't in the original design, but I figured it'd kind of be part of this yellow stuff that's coming out of him. And then for the yellow things up on top, I'm thinking of making them more longer and stringier, kind of a little bit more gnarly and grossly. This white piece that's kind of like his upper jaw, I'm not sure what it is exactly, but I kind of made it into big old walrus tusks and put little spikes off the side of it. His mouth is a lot bigger, his teeth are a lot more fierce and menacing. He's got that spittle coming out. His skin on the sides of his mouth is stretched to capacity, like he's got his mouth open as big as he can, which looks like plenty to gulp this guy down if he wanted to. Of course, I gave him some stronger claws. I made the star shape on his head a little bit more chipped and battered. So yeah, I've done a lot to kind of make him a little bit more monster-like, and he does still pass off as Entei. I think any Pokemon fan could look at this and say, hey, that's Entei. Doing my best to make his fur look more mangy and kind of longer and stringier, almost like he's got little dreadlocks in it instead of the clean, fluffy looking hair of the original character. And instead of maintaining the same shape of these blades on his back, I thought I would make him more like bone-like and kind of jagged spikes coming out. And so I went with that look. So they kind of look like they're bones, and they still have the same color. I'm thinking it's like a metal, but I'm not sure. And then of course he's got that smoke coming out. It's like he's constantly farting out his back. I don't know how that works, but he doing it. When I zoom out and see him both to scale, it's pretty cool. He's like maybe 3 times bigger than he was, and usually these monsters are a lot more like 10 times bigger, but I think Entei's already a pretty big creature. I think he's probably the size of maybe like a baby elephant or something. I don't know. Maybe a horse, like a Clydesdale horse, one of them big old boys. So this monstrosity version is pretty big. He's like bigger than a school bus maybe. I did kind of wuss out a little bit on his back feet and just made him black to kind of put the shadow on it. But when I compare it to the other one I drew, I didn't do that with that one. So I'm thinking maybe later on, if I ever do anything with this drawing, I might go in and detail his feet a little bit more just so they're not just black. But I think it works out okay. And now I'm just finishing up some colors, so I'm going to skip ahead and show off
Entei Kaiju.
Hey guys, thank you so much for watching and for hanging out with me today. Remember, we are all creators. Let's keep on creating. Don't hold yourself back. Pursue your dreams. And remember, you can never get enough drawing practice. Doodle, doodle, doodle. I dare you to take some time today and doodle. Thank you all for your tremendous support. I love you guys, and I will catch you on the next video. See ya, bye.